My name is Matthew Ashbrook and I'm the lead editor. Right now our responsibilities are mainly organizational. As they shoot, we have to organize all the clips that they give us. We have to put in all the metadata about the clip, such as the take number, the shot number, the scene number, etc. And then we have to string them all out and put time code on them. That way the directors can view the dailies and know exactly what shot they're watching at what time. So as they see the movie play out in their head, they'll give me notes as to how they imagine the scene playing, and I will do my best to build the scene based on their vision. When post begins, we will start putting together the footage into actual scenes. As my editors are doing rough cuts of scenes, I go and I review what they've done. And if I think something's amiss, I can change it, or if I think something is too long, or if it's not the right take, or if, this clip needs trimmed by like 5 seconds, I'll do stuff like that to kind of adjust what they've already done. It's a lot more organizational than you might think. There's not a lot of actual editing going on right now, but I'd say you have to be extremely organized to be a good editor. I think editors are the unsung heroes of the film, especially when it comes to an actor's performance, because if you have a bad editor, they're gonna, I think, cut together a bad performance, and that portrays the actors in a bad light. So a good editor is key to a good film.
My name is Zack Wyers, and I am the line producer for Fly By Night. At first, I was an associate producer, and I got promoted, I think, 4 weeks in. And as an associate producer, my job was to oversee all the tech department. So that was camera, lights, script, gaff, sound, all that. And then as a line producer now, my job is to see the day-to-day activities of the set and make sure everything is running smoothly. I wanted to get more involved with Kent State Independent Films, so I tried out for the movie, hoping to enter in and learn what exactly is on the set and how people do their jobs and what it's like, and it's been very eye-opening.
My name is Alyssa Standen, and I am the unit production manager. I basically take care of the movie schedule, mostly just putting scenes into certain days. A lot of people come to me with receipts. I help out with budgeting, especially with the business manager. If something really bad happens on set, I show up. But since this is a small production, I usually just show up, and maybe I'll do some PA work every now and then just to help out. I was on Unlucky. I was a second assistant director for that movie, and it was a really fun experience. I learned a lot, and I think that this particular class, internship, whatever you want to call it, teaches people a lot more than they're going to learn in a classroom, anything they do at KSU. So this is probably the most helpful thing you can do if you're a DMP major.
I'm David Smeltzer, and I'm one of the supervising producers. Well, on set, at the beginning of the shoot, I'd say my responsibilities are making sure that people are handling the equipment correctly. There's a steep learning curve at the very beginning because a lot of people kind of get thrown into positions they may not have had much experience with. And so I say it's a lot of hand-holding at the beginning, but now it's mostly I'm there in case I'm needed.
My name is Kemper. I'm the casting director and associate producer for wardrobe and makeup. A lot of my stuff that's been the most stressful and the most time-consuming has been finding extras for big scenes. The soccer scene was crazy, and just trying to find people to make the environments that we're filming in feel more real and more like they exist, and not like they're sets. And then also just making sure the actors are on time, they're on set in what they're supposed to be wearing at the right time, they know their lines and all that, just making sure everything lines up so we can start shooting, because if the actors aren't there, we can't do anything. Me, locations, and camera are really the only things that could halt the entire thing, so it's really stressful trying to just make sure that everything's there at the right time, because if it's not, we can't shoot at all. I've been making movies since I was probably 10 or 11. I made shorts all throughout middle school and high school and stuff, and working on a feature just seemed like the next best opportunity that was coming my way.
My name is Scott Hallgren. I'm actually not spending a lot of time on set after we've sort of gotten everything running off set. I'm spending time working on scheduling ahead and thinking toward the end of the shoot. I've also been working on some long-term planning for the movie, trying to get the date dates correct for the premiere and for the release of a trailer and a teaser and whatnot, and trying to map out the production and post-production process to the end. My favorite part about my job is knowing that you can see the light at the end of the tunnel, and that there are things that aren't done, and that there are things that we wanted to do and we can't do, and then there are things that we can do that are a surprise, and that it's never boring.
Working with the actors is really fun. They're always really energetic and excited to be on set, so it's really fun to interact with them a lot, and just meeting all the crew and making the friends that I've made on the movie has been really, really fun. Aside from actually making the movie, that's been the best part for sure. I would say just be as professional as you can. Even though we are a student film, people still need to be professional and just willing to work with each other, and flexibility is a huge part too. If you're not willing to work with someone else, they're not going to work with you back, and it's going to kind of just cause this stalemate that nothing's ever going to happen if no one's willing to work with each other and be flexible.
Everyone hates paperwork, but I love it. I like the office part of production, oddly enough. I think it's really fun. And plus, I don't know, I always like reading manuals and guidebooks, and it's weird, but I like it. I think it's pretty fun. That's why I have the job.
The best part is getting to know these people that I've been working with for 7 weeks now, almost 8. Yeah, it shows me who I definitely want to work with again and who I definitely don't want to work with again.
I guess the best part of the job is to see students really take leadership and ownership of what they're doing and take responsibility for their own creative part of this whole project, because it takes many hands to form this creative art, and it really is collaborative art. It's not just the director, it's not just the actors, it's everybody. I think the light bulbs go off and people see what would this be like as a career, because this is the closest that we come to actually letting students know what it's like as a career. Something that you do for many hours a day for a prolonged period of time, not just having fun on a weekend making a movie and your project's done, but you have to sustain that energy over a long period of time to have a career. And I think that's the best part about this, that people get a flavor of what this would be like.
My advice for any other upcoming potential producers, line producers, and just crew in general is that make sure all your locations are locked by, I would say, the 9th week of pre-production. Make sure food is taken care of, especially if people have certain things like they're gluten-free, if they're a vegetarian, if they're a vegan. Make sure you know the difference. Be prepared to work a lot of hours, put in some hard work, and don't complain. If you need to step up and do it, just step up and do it, and don't complain.
Having a really complete and thorough plan to start from is really, really important. And having people who are going to be invested in their jobs and understand that this is a long process is also very, very important. And I think more than anything else, understanding that while you have a position to fill, that you're working with a group and you're part of something that is much larger than you are. And to understand that your work is important, and it's important to understand that every position has something important to do, no matter how small it is.
I'm not good at this kind of situation.
No pressure.
So when do we start?
If it's not really you, you can give a thumbs up to the cameras.
All right. Yeah, there's no way.
Okay. Let him rest.
Let me be.